Right. Let's talk about the Olympics. And it's kind of difficult to talk about the Olympics at this point because the draw's not out yet. I did see a question in the chat earlier about where we can see the schedule. If you go to the Olympics website, it gives you a day-by-day schedule for every single sport. So tennis starts at 11 o'clock Paris time on Saturday. It might be 11 o'clock my time, actually. I didn't check whether it was GMT or CET, but 10 or 11 a.m. CET. And we've obviously got a few players involved. There, Iga Swiatek is the top seed. Arina Sabalenka is not playing. Coco Gauff and Elena Rybakina are. Yeah. Do we have a list of players somewhere that we can have a look at?
I was actually looking down in my Twitter bookmarks because I could have sworn I bookmarked
Yeah,
somebody.
I've been retweeting them, and then I need to get my device in front of me with it on.
I'm looking for the information. I just can't find it, unfortunately. But
yeah,
those, I mean, just starting with those names.
There has been a withdrawal today in the women's, and then obviously her catch withdrew from the men's. But I did catch there was a relatively well-known name withdrawing from the women's as well.
Marketa Vondrousova.
Yes. So
she won silver at the most recent Olympics in Tokyo 2021. So yeah,
it's a good thing she's not defending points from it.
This is true. Yeah, that's true. But I also think maybe this is just because I came across a clip of Iga playing what I think was at the time the most exciting tennis I've seen from her, the 2020 French Open. I'm interested to see what Iga shows up again at Roland Garros, but under different circumstances, playing for her country and on her most beloved surface at her most successful event. I'm interested to see what, given all those circumstances I just said, what conjures up in her. Are we going to get some extraordinary level similar to what Serena put on in the 2012 Wimbledon or 2012 Olympics that were held at Wimbledon? Or is it going to be kind of more of a burden for her? This is the most interested I've been in watching Iga in a little while, actually. I kind of can't wait just to see what it's going to mean to her and how she's going to perform. And a lot of that had to do with the fact that I just watched some highlights of her playing Simona Halep back in 2020, and that was so exciting.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And yeah, I agree with you. Because on paper, this should be Iga's dream event. It's
hers to lose on paper.
Breaking hot on clay on a court that she barely loses on.
Yep.
But you're right. There is this extra pressure she has with playing the Olympics, where let's see how that plays on her. Now, I think she just put a lot of pressure on herself to win anyway, especially when it comes to Roland Garros. I think you can tell when watching her that I think she believes that if she doesn't win, it's going to be a massive letdown.
Especially given this perfect storm that we've just described, middle of or July into August. It's hot in Paris. She's playing at a place that she just won at a couple weeks ago. She's the overwhelming favorite on the WTA tour on this surface. It's a perfect storm kind of put in front of her on a platter to go and get your first Olympic gold medal. And sometimes that can, ramp up the pressure to the point that it cripples you, or it can give you that extra spark that you need to be laser focused. And I'm interested to see where she falls on that spectrum.
Yeah. I guess we just won't know until she starts playing, right? But even if Iga is unfocused, it's still going to take a heck of an effort to take her down, as we saw with Naomi Osaka this year, Karolina Muchova last year, Zhang Qinwen the year before. I think this version of Iga is going to be very difficult to beat in a lot of ways, to be honest.
I also think Coco Gauff positions herself nicely to go deep at the Olympics. I think she's also someone that she doesn't have a Roland Garros title. Yeah, I was going to say she doesn't have a Roland Garros title, but she loses to either the eventual champion or somebody close to it every year. And who knows? This could be another really good marker in her budding career. So yeah, I think, and she's already said how much that being an Olympian means to her. So in her own way, I'm kind of interested to see what that brings out of her, whether it's focus or nerves. So that'll be interesting to kind of watch with Coco as well.
Here's a question. Do you think if Iga wasn't in the Roland, like wasn't playing, Coco Gauff would have 2 Roland Garros titles?
I think it tremendously ups her percentages of winning. Yeah. Like it's easy to be like, yeah, of course she would. But the last 2 times she lost to Iga won the title, right? 2023 and now 2024.
And 2022?
Yeah, and 2022. Yeah, I lean towards saying yes, but there's all a bunch of different things that could happen.
Like 2020, 2023, she would have had to deal with Mukova in that final, and that would have been that one would have been difficult to call. I would probably edge Mukova, to be honest.
True, but now with the benefit of hindsight, we've seen how Mukova kind of plays in finals, specifically against Gauff in Cincinnati. So, maybe 70-30, I would lean towards Coco.
Yeah, Gauff does have a good matchup with Mukova for some reason. And then 2024, it would have just depended on how Paolini was.
And I believe Paolini has a win over Coco. I might be wrong about that.
There's all ifs, buts, and maybes. I think we're in an interesting position here with the Olympics singles because, like, on paper, the top 3 medals should be locked down. But we know how it is with the WTA, and like someone having a great day can change that. But on paper, you're looking at your gold medal, silver medal, and bronze medal being distributed between Swiatek, Gauff, and Rybakina.
But I mean, I know she just won her 2nd Grand Slam title on grass, but Barbora Krejcikova knows how to win at Roland Garros as well. So her name is in the mix. She's won a gold medal in doubles at the last Olympics. So, on paper, she's a threat as well now again, too. And somebody mentioned in the chat here, Jasmine Paolini, who we just mentioned. I mean, she was just in the final of Roland Garros. She was just in the final of Wimbledon. She's playing the absolute best tennis of her career. I think she wants to get her hands on that like crowning moment of, hey, I'm not just a finalist, I'm a winner. So that might give her some extra motivation to go get a gold medal. And, there's probably some players that are itching to get on that court and really show out for their country, a la Monica Puig 2016, that we haven't even conceptualized as a potential medalist. So I'm interested to see what happens.
Yeah, I think, look, it's a little bit, the lack of uncertainty is there because we just don't know. Interestingly, Paolini is going to be the 4th seed. So that's really cool for her. So she's going to avoid at least one of the top 3 until the semi-finals. And we know that she's avoiding Rybakina for sure. So I guess it depends on whether she's going to end up in Iga's half or Coco's half. I'm just looking at the list of players. I found a list of players. It's by country. Interestingly, Mukova is playing for Czechia, as is Noskova. So Mukova could have something to say. Zhang Qinwen's obviously in the mix as well.
Yes, yeah, for sure, absolutely, yeah.
How good she is on grass. We have the neutral athletes. Alexandrova, Andreeva, and Schneider are all playing.
We talked about Schneider earlier. And yeah. The more we talk about this Olympics, the more I'm interested.
Osaka is playing for Japan. Ostapenko is playing for Latvia. Never
count her out.
Ostapenko. And then, and obviously the US, you've got Coco Gauff, Jessica Pegula, Danielle Collins, and Emma Navarro.
Collins is interesting to me now that you've brought her name up, because this is the first and last time by her announcements that she's going to play in the Olympics, and she's really busted her chops to be able to qualify, because had the Olympics happened last year or at the beginning of the year for whatever reason, she wouldn't have qualified. And now that she had the spring into the summer that she's had with 2 really good performances and on clay tournaments in Madrid, Rome, and she also got to the final of Stuttgart right before French Open. She has, a level of confidence on the clay courts, and she's going to be giving it her all because this is her last year on tour. So that could be an interesting story to follow as well. It
could well be. Yeah. I think Collins finishing a career as an Olympian is going to be very, very special for her, regardless of how things go. Excuse me. So yeah, I think I'm looking forward to seeing how the draw falls on the Olympics. They haven't really said when the draw's coming out, which is a problem. But I guess we'll find out when we find out. But I'm looking forward to seeing how that all kind of plays out really in Roland Garros. It's a very fascinating tournament to follow.